All right, guys, today we got a 2015 Subaru Outback with a 2.5 liter in it. It's a wet, nasty day. She had her oil changed in it and then had to have it towed in here. Pretty good backstory. Let's get into it. Backstory is that she had her oil serviced. I think she had somebody do it, a friend or somebody do it. And the only thing that I know is they drained fluid out of it and then kept putting fluid in it or something. I don't know where they were checking the fluid, but evidently, this is the story we've got, is they drained the transmission fluid, not the oil. So it has no, we're told it has no transmission fluid in, and it was towed in here. So we're gonna get it pushed in. One of the things that we do here is when we have something that you don't want to start or move, this is how we do it. We put a big old sign on it so that it doesn't accidentally get started up. So we're gonna. Yeah, we were told they haven't started it. Now, if they have, I don't know, but we're gonna get it in and figure out what fluid has been drained, and then I don't know if the oil's. I don't know anything other than supposedly the wrong fluid was drained. So let's get it pushed in. Let's look at the drain plugs. Let's see if we can see some witness marks or something on there where we can see what was drained and what wasn't. At the very least, we're gonna start checking fluid levels. So let's get it pushed in out of the rain, though. All right. Yeah, you can see that's got a little drippy there. I'll need a new gasket on that. This is the one they should have drained. It's got drippy on that one too. Is it tight? I mean, they're not loose. All right. Well, oh, look at here. That was dripping in my face. You can see that thing's been just tore to pieces. That is definitely, somebody did not have the correct tool for that. And that's more than likely where they kept. Did they keep putting? I'm confused, to be honest with you. Let's lower down, check the oil. I didn't check the oil level.
They would have likely done this one, not that one over there.
They drained, I mean, you can see they drained this one.
Yeah.
I mean, there's oil all over it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's leaking right now. That's an active leak, right? I mean, I wiped it off a second ago and it came right back. So they didn't put a gasket on it.
Yeah.
So that's got no gasket on it. But I'm just, what did they put in here? Is the question. They clearly put something in it. Is that?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, they filled it to the fill tab and cross-threaded it.
No. Well, they just boogered that up where the
Trying to fill the transmission back
where the
up.
torque, yeah, filling this back up, which I don't know that, obviously it's transmission, but I don't know what they thought it was because I don't know that that's transmission fluid. That feels like oil to me. But then this one's definitely leaking too. It's a little overfull.
Looks like oil.
It looks like oil. Got a good filter on it. Is that? But you know what? Did he change the filter? Is that a new filter? I don't know. I don't know because look, that looks dirty. Usually when you change the filter, I mean, that's going to get some debris in it because you're going to put a filter off. There's going to be oil in that. Maybe he never got that far. Maybe this thing's not been drained at all. Maybe it's just still full of oil from the last oil service. It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle. All right, I think the thing to do here is honestly let's check the fluid in the transmission. Let's see what's in it. Yeah, they boogered that up pretty good, didn't they? Where is that coming from?
Okay.
Got me 3 times. Yeah, you like that? You like that? Yeah. Since I'm over here, not over by my toolbox, you got a Torx for that?
Here, I'll leave the whole kit right
Where are you dripping from? I'd like to work where it's snowy.
They boogered up.
Oh, you boogered it up pretty good, but I think we're gonna be all right.
I got some. Yeah.
You know what I got? I got the RPT, I think they're called from Mac. Do I need to go get it? Yeah. Those good ones that bite everything, that just like, they take ones out like this. You don't know about them? Oh, I'll go get it. RBRTs. These are supposed to be like the ones, I think, that like are supposed to be super.
T50.
T50?
Yeah.
One I went for, look at that. Yeah, they're supposed to grab into ones that are like that. See, that one doesn't just go in there real easy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go get your T50 so we can compare it. I'm gonna use your.
I'd say I also have the one that's got the. That one fits in. That's the loose one.
Is this the 50?
That's a fit.
Is that a 50?
52.
Let's see it.
It's not the same design.
Oh no, that's not a Torx. That's that other. Yeah. So this is a T50. So it just goes in there and wobbles. And this is a T50. And let's show everybody. All right, so T50. It's just a Mac, regular Mac T50. Nothing wrong with it. And then this is the RBRT. So Mac, loose. Or I'm sorry, Macco, loose. Mac, RBRT. Watch this. Everybody's going to yell. Yell. Yell, everybody. Yell, everybody. We cut real quick. We did a really short little video. This thing was incredibly tight. So we did a little shorts video on actually this tool breaking it loose, which was fantastic. It did grip really good, but it still wouldn't take it out. I was afraid it was going to strip it, so we used another little technique. So go to our shorts channel and check that out, and subscribe over there too. But let's go ahead and back this thing out. I'm going to get this jug. That myoilshield.com sent to us. Hey, give him a little love. He sent it to us. We didn't ask for it. Well, let's use it. I don't know how much is going to come out here, if any. That'd be none. All right, let's just see. There is nothing in that. That's from the threads. There's nothing. Yeah, I'm thinking that doesn't have anything in it, or much anyway. All right, we're gonna set this down over here. And we are going to drain that out. Let me see what Baby G's got over here. We're just going, hey, we're going straight Mac on this car, man. I got your Mac wrench. Did I?
Yeah, as a gift because you used my other ones, you didn't like them. So you got me those, and you're like, as long as you don't use those other ones.
What other ones did you have that I didn't like?
They're the ones in the bottom. They're just some cheap.
Some cheapy ones that cut your hand all up? And then I'm going to get called out for your having weak hands. Soft hands.
I keep them around because they got standard. I need Northern tool, brother.
Yeah, I remember using that once. Yeah.
And it didn't cut it.
So then I went on the truck and bought you these? Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. Hey.
You're like, never use those again. I know.
That is hey. As tight as that one was, I put the wrench on this one and it just Okay. Let's find out if there's anything in it. There's something in it. Ah. Oh boy. Oh gosh. All right. We got our Hey Mike, this is a overheating Subaru Traveler you got to be looking at, okay? We got our myoilshield.com, the second buddy, the shorter buddy. I don't know if they come as a pair or not. Anyway, let's drain the oil. Let's just see what here's what we think. Here's what we think. The oil change sticker in there was from the last time when we did the oil, which was, it's 2,000 miles overdue. Back then we were doing 7,000 mile oil services. We now changed that, check that video out. But, so that means this car's got 9,000 miles on it since the last oil service. The mother evidently is not real pleased, I guess, with the daughter because she went somewhere else or had somebody else try to do the oil service on it, trying to save some money. So we're thinking that that filter that's on there is actually our, oh my gosh, no, he was here too, or somebody was here too, because I literally went like this. My hand had this on there, I'm sitting there talking, and as my hand rested, it did that. So that's definitely not the way it was. So, okay, I don't know when, I don't know then. I don't know.
It's our filter for sure.
Yeah, I don't think,
They weren't using a Brooks filter.
yeah, probably not. All right, let's drain the oil out of it. Oh, Lordy. And I'm gonna get,
Want to make sure they didn't put.
how about that? How about that? Catching that right there. How about that? That's pretty good. I mean, I still got a little bit of skills. That looks like some nice oil right there. What kind of oil do they put in here? I mean, brand, okay, but what weight? You know, they buy what was on sale. You know, and listen, you know, everybody out there knows we have no problem. You know, a lot of DIYers watch our channels, and we absolutely love it. And we're here to teach you the right ways of doing things. And we know you guys, you know, because we see for the comments that you guys appreciate it. When you're going to do something like this, I know it seems like, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, it's just an oil change. Well, here's a perfect example of it's just an oil change, and this has turned into, I mean, this could potentially, if it was run, it could potentially be a transmission, which would not be an inexpensive oil change, obviously. All right, so this has got looking like ballpark. I honestly don't know if that's quarts.
Yeah. 6 quarts.
6 quarts, right at it, maybe about 5.5. I'm gonna let that drain for a few minutes, just get it all out of there because I don't know what's in it. We took a minute, took a breath, trying to put these puzzle pieces together, did a little research. We're not worried about the engine. We don't know why this drain plug was loose. Clearly, whoever did this had to get in contact with this. We don't know if they drained it, put oil back in it. We don't know. We're going to do an oil service on this engine. And I think the engine's going to be fine. We haven't started it, we don't know, but we feel like we're okay here. The biggest concern is the transmission. So initially we thought, I mean, we could see that fill plug was marred up, right? And we saw that this was loose. So somebody's been in here, but it only has 2 quarts of fluid in it, is what we pulled out of this thing, right? Okay, so 2 quarts of fluid. This thing, we looked it up, it calls for 12.5 quarts for a drain and fill. So now it's kind of making more sense. I don't know why why the fill plug was marred up, but it makes sense that somebody pulled that out. It kept draining and draining and draining, and they're like, man, there's a lot of fluid coming out of this thing. They probably had a little drain pan, and it was getting too much, and they stuck the plug back in, and then they went, oh man, I messed up. We don't think they put anything else in here. It's very hard to tell. If you take this fluid, which came out of the transmission, right? Stick our head down in there, it's hard to tell. But then this is the engine oil, right? And you guys can see it's difficult to look at that. Maybe on camera you guys were like, oh yeah, it's obvious. But looking at it right now, it's not super obvious. So we think that they just got drained and nothing got put in it. And here's why we're really leaning towards that. Is because whoever did this, and listen, mistakes happen, we get it. But whoever did this probably doesn't have the equipment to put fluid in the fill plug, because that's not easy to do, right? So if they don't have that equipment, how would they have put an engine oil in there? So I'm thinking they just drained it, caught that something was wrong, plugged it off, and hopefully just stopped like they said they did, didn't start it, and said, hey, this thing's got to get towed in. So what we're going to do is Mike's going to come over. He's going to finish the oil service. We got that drain plug back in there. We got a new gasket on it. It's tight. He's going to put a new filter on it, fill it up with oil. He's going to come here. He's going to do two. At this point, he's going to fill it, drain it, and then he's going to do another one of those, fill and drain and fill. So basically, it is going to take, unfortunately, a little more fluid, because we're gonna do this. Well, no, we're gonna do it twice. We're gonna fill it up. We're gonna run it. We're gonna drain it, and then we're gonna fill it up. I think we'll be okay. Is that our plan? Yeah, because it's empty now, so it's technically a drain right now. So, and then we'll go drive it, and we'll see. So hopefully, the next time we come back with you guys, we're gonna be driving this vehicle, and it's gonna be shifting good. Let's all really hope for that for this client. So let's get Mike getting to work. All right, we are on the road. It's the next morning. The services got done late last night. So we're gonna see if this thing shifts out good. Update on the fluid capacity. All of our sources for our service advisor looked it up, our parts guy looked it up, and Mike, the tech, looked it up, and they all came up with 12.5 quarts. And so when we did the service, it only took 5 quarts to do the drain and fill. So I don't know where the 12.5 quarts is. Maybe that's the whole, capacity of everything, which is again why you would do multiples. I think we did 2 or 3 drain and fills. Again, we don't think it was the incorrect fluid in there. We think that they just drained the wrong fluid. But then that does play into my mind of when they were draining it, when did they figure out that it was the wrong, they pulled the wrong plug? Because I was thinking that if it held 12.5, they were letting the pan was filling up. So I don't know. We're trying to figure out somebody else's mindset and what they were doing. I'm giving up on that at this point. So at this point, it's shifting out okay. It's running okay. We did do the oil service on it, even though, again, when we talked to the client again, they said, oh no, the other person did the oil service, but then we found the drain plug loose and everything. So we're like, let's just do it and be safe. So, and the filter hadn't been replaced. So that's done. Fluid service is done on the engine. Fluid service is done on the transmission. I'm out here driving it. It's shifting okay. Got a little bit of almost like a tip in little, we're gonna slow down a little bit. We'll see if we can't recreate that. But it's what?
It's kind of bad wheel bearing.
Oh, it's got the Subaru bad wheel bearing. I mean, leave a comment down below if you've never done a Subaru wheel bearing. There won't be any of those comments down there. How about I tell you what? Leave a comment down below if you have done a Subaru wheel bearing. That way there'll be hundreds of comments. A mistake was made. I get it. It happens, right? The smart thing was, listen, we've made a mistake. Don't drive it. Don't start it. Let's get it towed in. Because unfortunately, a lot of times people will, they don't want to pay the tow, right? The tow looks like, oh, I don't want to pay for a tow. Listen, $100 tow or $125 or $150, whatever it might be, is probably way, way less expensive than the damage that can be done if the vehicle, if you drive it in and it's got some kind of fluid issue or overheating or, oil pressure. It's just safe to just tow it in and know that you're not causing any more damage. So I think this thing's good. I mean, I haven't felt that little shudder. I felt it that one time, but that might have been just needing to get this thing moving around, circulating and percolating. I know that Mike did warm it up last night. I think he took it for a quick drive, and then he double checked the fluid level. So these things tend to, most of the transmissions that have this kind of a fill level check, I mean, most transmissions, you got to wait for them to be at a certain operating temperature. So just make sure you're doing that if you're out doing services on transmissions. Check the service information and make sure that you are looking at the right, checking the fluid at the right temperature. All right, what could have been a bad situation, what could have been a really bad situation, turned into a simple transmission service and an oil change. Appreciate you guys watching on this one. If you liked it, you know what to do. Thumbs up, subscribe, notification bell, leave a comment down below. Don't forget about that Subaru wheel bearing. Let me know how many of you have done them. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you in the next one. Did I say appreciate you watching twice?